He said he gave his son. That was just to show you how much he loved you. His identity never changed. Do you suppose that all the people that were before Christ's existence on this planet, do you suppose they're all in hell? Wait, according to the Christians, they have to be. Either that or the Christians are lying. Does that mean that Moses resides in hell? Because he trusted not in Christ. Wait, something's wrong. Somebody's trying to change God's identity. And when you change God's identity, you perish. The same happens to nations. Look back. The Persians, they are gone. The Babylonians, they are gone. The Pharisees started to destroy Jerusalem. They couldn't pull it off. They did that by changing the identity. But now they grasp it at who they are. They want that foundation, the father of Abraham, they call him. They hung on to their identity. Because they say that their church, their race, their religion is all centered on God and Father Abraham. Does that mean they're all going to hell because they trust not in Christ? I think not. What controversy. Constantly changing identities. Our nation, the United States of America, changing its identity constantly. Why? Because it never had its own identity. The founding fathers came and they said, this is who we are. And they wrote it in a constitution, but that constitution is constantly being changed, amended, added to, taken away from, to fit whoever can make the most money with the most power. Think about drugs and alcohol. That's the most obvious example. Peer pressure from Christian women and their movement started the Prohibition era, where the Constitution was changed and said, okay, no longer do you have freedom to decide for yourself if you can drink alcohol or not. The violation of the Constitution in and of itself created tremendous turmoil, crime, and deaths. But yet, the identity changed of this country. But then wait, a few years later, the government says, wait, we find a way we can make money. Money drives the identity of people. Money drives the identity of nations. Money drives the identity of religion. Money drives politics. And so they figured out we can tax alcohol, and then people, since we can't take their freedom away, at least they'll have to pay us to have it. How evil and corrupt is that? And then inside the government, there was agencies that were getting tremendous amounts of money, and that money was used to stop people from having the freedom to decide if they want to drink alcohol or not. But now all of a sudden, the identity changes and it's okay. You can drink alcohol as long as you pay me to do so. And now this big organization with its millions of dollars is going to perish. So what do? They decide that marijuana needs to be illegal. Marijuana, proven fact by scientists, doctors, and by God himself, who created every herb of the field. Where do you think you get your medicine from when you go to the pharmacy? It is altered forms of things that God created to help us. We're supposed to be able to go out and pick that out of the fields ourselves and learn and use it to help us to become healthy or reduce our pain, or even to learn how to keep our own personal identity. But instead, they made marijuana illegal, and couldn't tax it because it's a drug. And so they classified this drug that is less harmful and more productive than nicotine, which, by the way, they taxed so that they can make money and control the people that smoke it because they can get money for it. Again, stealing freedom through payment, giving it back. But marijuana, they classified as a harsh synthetic drug. A drug in the top class of addictive behavior, like heroin or opium. A drug that once you take it, you cannot control the amount that you take or what it does to your life. And instead of educating people and telling them the truth, they chose to make it illegal. And then to go even further, they print money based upon how many men they can throw in prison because they possess something that God grew out of the ground. Because some man many years ago decided that it was illegal so that they could keep their bureaucratic office in force and in place and make their money because alcohol no longer was banned. It's free. You're free. You can do what you want as long as you pay the government.